Alright, so look. So I'm gonna clown for a second, and I'm gonna show you something real quick for articulation for stringed instruments. I don't have the same string that I had from last time pulled up because I accidentally bumped the knob while I was doing something and it initialized the patch. So I had to pull up something quick. Now you hear that. Now how that works is, okay, I zoomed it. I should be zoomed in all the way. Yeah, am I? Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm zoomed in. All right. Now you see the filter envelope. Now you're probably like, okay, well, you get to mess with the attack level. See? Now, when you mess with the actual attack and decay, here's your articulation. Shorter the decay, the less it goes down, and the shorter the attack. Slower, or the longer the attack, the see. Okay, now the attack level. See what I mean? You don't want to go higher than 4. All right, so that's just the little thing that you should know. It's a part of physical modeling because, like, all right, let's not initialize it, but let's just reset that, and we'll go back to Y. All right, so 1. See how when I turn the filter envelope, now it's kind of like out of tune. Well, instruments are imperfect because man made them, right? I mean, they're perfect by how, like, we would want to say, oh yeah, it was 14 inches this way on the top of the lid and bata 61 inches down, the strings were whatever, man. Okay, man-made measurements, yata mashata, man-made apparatuses that are acoustic in nature, yata mashata, from the violin to the motherfucking pipe organ, right? Right. What you have to understand is, though, things become out of tune gradually over time as you play an acoustic instrument. Okay? Now that's not going to happen on here unless it'd be like an analog synth, because that's what analog synthesizers do. They drift out of tune. But I think they fixed that problem over time, I believe now. It has to do with, like, I believe when things get a little hot, like the circuits are hot, like, you know, analog equipment, you have to, like, kind of like let it warm up and get in tune and shit. Otherwise, it you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, and I was told this by people who had analog stuff that were in, like, rooms with the shit. So I'm just saying from what they told me. But I do know from experience, from, like, analog-ish equipment, the Korg ESX, mine would drift out of tune sometimes, and that's what made me would think, like, damn, this has, like, analog properties. I'm like, why do I have to keep adjusting this and that? You know what I mean? But that's exactly what I mean. So but an acoustic instrument drifts out of tune gradually over the use of it, because, like, you know, you have to rewind the strings of the guitar, rewind the strings of the violin and the upright bass and the cello and yata mashata, right? You have to, you know, you have to rewind the strings to the piano, huh? Sometimes your tines get messed up in your EP. They're a little bit, you know, beat on. All right. So the envelope amount kind of controls the natural out of tune but in tune man-made imperfection perfection of an instrument. Now, if I take that all the way off, now listen closely, listen very closely. Hear it? It's like slightly out of tune as you keep gradually adding in envelope amount. But I had it set to, what did I have it set to on this? I believe I want to say it was like 12 or 13, so it had a slight, but it was like the imperfection. You see? Now, let's jump back on resonators though, because that's what we're really supposed to be screwing around with. But that was just a little quick little. It'll be in the codex, okay? I just try to show this shit. It will be in notes, okay? Guaranteed. Now let's go to Singing Swords. I'm gonna also try to release some more free resonators. I think my imagination's getting the best of me, and I think I'm gonna go back in and make some really interesting stuff and make a little kit, and I'm gonna give it away. A little spring cleaning, you know? We'll do some stuff. Now we take these Singing Swords, we're going to take the pulse width obviously all the way back down to 0 like we always do, the redundant bullshit, right? I'll have to find myself repeating myself, but maybe that's a good thing, because people don't listen anyway. I'm not being snooty or snotty or anything like that. It's the truth. People don't listen, people don't like to read. That's today's society. Everybody likes Easy Mac, that bullshit you fucking throw in the microwave. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Hell, if you gonna make me macaroni and cheese, man, goddamn it best be in the oven. If not, fuck out of here with that. Okay? That shit out the box? Out of here with that. You should be ashamed of yourself. Learn how to cook. Learn how to use your synth. First thing anyone should ever do with this box, when they get it, you learn to navigate it fluently. Learn to navigate, learn the language. That's it. Once you do those two things, it's like learning the alphabet. It's fundamental to learn the alphabet to any language before you try to attempt the language. That's fundamental. If you don't believe me, go look that shit up. Now, we're going to get back to physical modeling as quick as we possibly can before they start pounding on. I can hear drills. This microphone is sensitive, man. Everything is I can hear everything. It's crazy. Y'all hear that? Alright, so what did I say we're going to do? Brass. Brass envelope, attack 48. This is amplitude envelope. Alright, filters and serial killer, obviously. So filter 2 is going to be 100. Filter 2 is comb, 171 on the cutoff. Resonance maxed out. Filter 2 is going to be low pass, 12. Cutoff about 71-ish. We will turn down the envelope to negative crank on envelope, or plus 63 on filter 1, negative 64 on filter 2 envelope amount. Okay, now we go back to filter envelope, what have you pronounce it. I say it both ways sometimes because I can't help it. I'm a little gone. Alright, so attack level down to about like 36. Little 3-6 mob. Take the regular attack down to like 24. I mean, regular decay down to 24. A regular attack about maybe 50-ish. This fucking place is so annoying. Maybe take the attack level down a bit more. Maybe gotta turn that down a bit. Now what didn't I do? Well, I didn't set up that nastiness that I should have, that we need on brass. LFO2 key tracking, 100. We're going to have to fade it down. Speed's going to have to be on meth, obviously, 112, or 122, excuse me. fade about 52, about 36, 32-ish on the delay, that LFO2. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take modifier 1 as a mod amount, or mod source for filter 1, right? And you're going to crank it a little bit, like 16, 17, right? Modifier 1 is LFO1 plus LFO2, because you got to combine that. It's going to be good. Nice little brass. Now, mod source of filter 2, you want to LFO1. Hear that? Other than dumbass power drill. You know what's so funny, guys? Listen, I'm loaded this part 1 to this. Part 2's going right now. And the time I took to make my potion, get buted up, and come back with the next lesson and shit, it was quiet until I thought to myself, and after I got done getting buted up, I said, all right, I'm gonna come back and do the take. I heard pat, 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 hammer. And I'm like, man, dude, it is crazy how this shit works. I'm serious, man. Like, I literally cannot stand this shit. Alright, let's hit that potion. Alright, so take the resonators, you move them around. Now you have to move comb filter too, mind you. Always remember that. But when you start doing too much stuff, it starts not sounding like brass. Well, you know, you have to mess with it, man. Very electronic sounding. Wonder what happens when we use some crazy resonators. Let's mix it up. Ooh. Brass ensemble with resonators. We're not using 2 comb filters. We just used 1 comb filter going into a low pass 12. Didn't really get too deep into mod matrix because don't have time for that. The video's already 13 minutes and 20 something seconds. Can't keep doing this shit. Gotta try to keep them short and get them to YouTube as fast as possible so you guys could reiterate this at home. I hope you followed along. I hope you enjoyed. A couple notes on resonator double X and I'm out. Oops. Very, very, very weird noises. Easily achieved. It gets really, 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 really artistic, not autistic. I'll catch you on a flip.